Welcome to Clayton Valley Presbyterian Church. I'm Kathleen, and I'm glad that you're with us today for Godly Play, our Montessori-based program of spiritual formation for anyone aged 3 and up, even those who are just young at heart. Here at Clayton Valley Presbyterian Church, we usually all meet in the sanctuary, and after we spend a little time with Pastor Barbara, then the teachers and those who are coming to Godly Play come over to this sacred space. We get ready to come in for what will happen for us today as we come close to the stories. A teacher will greet us at the door, and as we become ready to enter, we're called one by one, by name, to this circle. No matter who is telling the story on a Sunday, we always start the same way when we're together. The Lord be with you. We make ourselves ready. We make our hands still, and our bodies still, and our mouths still. We want to come close to what's in the story today, just for us. This room is so filled with stories. The parables, the stories of our liturgy, our celebration and worship, the sacred stories from the Hebrew Scriptures, the Old Testament, and from the Greek Scriptures, the New Testament. Every box, every basket, every tray in this room is a story. And even if you've heard a story before, the last time you heard it, you were different. And so let's get ready for what's in the story for you this day. We're going to go over here to the sacred stories. These stories of Jesus' life. This is the one we need. Yes. You can tell. That's what we need. We remember where each story is because once you've heard a story in this room, it's yours always. So you have to watch where the teacher goes to find it, so you can find it when you want to work with it. And of course, so we can put it back, so when someone else wants to work with it, they can find it too. It's beautiful green. Mm-hmm. Now I see. Do you see? You see it too. This is the Sea of Galilee. We need it in our room. There are a lot of stories about what happened on the Sea of Galilee, so it's good to have a little bit of it here so we can remember. It's really a great big lake. Big enough where people called it a sea. Most of the time, the Sea of Galilee is smooth and beautiful like glass. A lot like the lake where I live. But then other times, it can be stormy and wild. Jesus and his friends had been teaching and healing. That was their work. And Jesus said to his friends that it was time for them to rest. So he asked them to come with him down to the sea. And there, they found a boat waiting. Jesus invited his friends to come on the boat with him. Come. We need to go across the lake. We need to cross the Sea of Galilee and find a place where we can rest and talk and just be together, so that then we can go about our work again. And so the friends came on board the boat, and they went out on the Sea of Galilee to find a quiet place. But of course, people saw them leaving. They had spent some time with Jesus and with his friends. They had heard him, and they saw them get in the boat and cross. And so they told their friends. The word traveled fast, so that when Jesus and his friends got to the other shore, where they intended to just rest and be by themselves, there was a whole crowd of people waiting. Even though he was tired, Jesus' heart filled with love when he saw this crowd. To him, they looked like sheep who didn't have a shepherd. And so he asked his friends to come with him. They went up a hill. And the crowd followed. They had heard. And they wanted to hear more. And that's what they got. For Jesus spent the whole day telling everyone about the kingdom of God and what it was really like. Now, you know, they'd never been to a kingdom like Jesus described. They'd never seen a kingdom like that. They'd never even heard of something like that. And so they had to ask him a lot of questions. It got late into the day. And finally, Jesus' friends said, Jesus, it is late. We're way out in the country. These people need to go home. They're going to have to find food and eat. But Jesus turned to his friends and he said, well, you feed them. Said, what? We don't have enough food to feed these people. But one of Jesus' friends, Andrew, he saw a boy. And this boy had with him in a basket 2 fishes. 5 loaves of bread. And Jesus said, bring the boy in the basket forward. And Jesus' friends said, Jesus, that is not enough to feed these people. There are 5,000 people here. Jesus, he took the bread, he raised his face and prayed. He blessed it, and he broke the bread. He gave the fish and the bread to his friends, and he said, go feed the people. And they went around from person to person, everyone ate, and they ate their fill. And then Jesus said, go around, collect what is left over so that we don't waste anything. And so they took the baskets out to go around among the great crowd of people who had eaten all they could eat. They were collecting leftover fish and leftover bread from the meal that Jesus had blessed. There were 12 baskets of food left over from the food that the boy had brought. People turned to one another and they said, "This is the one for whom we've been waiting." And they wanted to come close and ask Jesus more questions. But he slipped away. I wonder what part of this story you like the best. What part is the most wonderful for you? What part makes you wonder? What part of this whole story about Jesus and his friends and the people and that meal, what part do you think is the most important? What's the part that we should remember? What part of the story should we share with others? I wonder if you're in this story. One of the friends who needed rest from the work and yet was needed still. The one who brought food to the party, but it didn't seem like enough. Were you one who listened and wondered? Were you one who was amazed? Where are you in this story? I wonder if there's anything we could leave out but still have everything we need in this story. I wonder if there's a place like the Sea of Galilee where you would go to feel close and to wonder. I hope that this week you'll take time to read a little bit more about this story, be a little bit more with this story. And until we come again together, may the Lord bless you and keep you.